at the moment, Aberdeen are in the middle of a pretty poor run. They don't have a manager in their dugout. You've already said that really the only thing that you can control is what Dundee United do. So how do you prepare for a game like Saturday's with all these subjects that you don't know the answers to?
Yeah, the only difficult thing is you don't know if somebody's going to come in and change the way that they play. They obviously have had a pattern for pretty much most of the season, and that you would understand what it would be at this stage. So there's going to be somebody new. You don't know if they're going to change that. But one thing that doesn't change is the principles of how we play. That's something that I keep speaking about all the time, is what I want Dundee United to achieve when they have the football, and what I want is to try and achieve when you've got the football. So that won't change, regardless of what system you play or what system we play. That's how we train to principles, and everything that we do is because of the very reasons. So we'll go out there and we'll play to them, and the players know what the asks are of them, and then the mentality that will always be needed, and the tempo that they'll be expected to run around it. So that really won't or shouldn't really bother us. And then the importance of the game, because it's Aberdeen, it's always a big game. Gives us an opportunity to go and have a crack at one of the top end teams to see what we're up to and keep moving forward with our own progress.
The Dundee United official social media platform released a video yesterday, kind of showing Logan Chalmers perhaps at his best and letting some of the fans see what he can actually do. I don't know if you're familiar with the clip, but he kind of flicks the ball over two players and he beats around, and then he puts it in. It was on the official Facebook channel last night. It really does show what a potential that you've got there with Logan Chalmers, and what United fans have still got to see of this, of him in the future.
Well, Logan's a very talented boy, very talented. And what we're working on Logan is to play to an outcome, if you like. To do the kind of tricks and turns for a reason, to try and get the ball to somewhere, to try and use his ability like that, to try and get the ball to somewhere, either into Lawrence or a shot at goal or a cross or whatever, in the right areas. So that's what he's concentrating on now, and his work off the ball, because every modern day player has to be good at it. It's no good me sitting there saying you'll get away with that, not being good off the ball. But he's working really hard at it. He also is understanding the position much more, because we told him what the asks of the position are, and what we want him to use his ability to go and achieve when he gets the ball. But I love football, as you guys, I keep telling you, and then when I see moments like that, it's fantastic to see. But there's so much young talent here that does that a lot. It just happens to be that we had a close-up of that. We usually do it on the drone, but we had a close-up of it on that moment, and I'm glad that we did. But the person who won't be delighted is our fantastic goalkeeping coach, Neil Alexander, who was in goals and doesn't appreciate the moment that he'd done us a favour and went in goal, and now he's in national media, the guy who that little act has been against. So he's not so thrilled. But no, it was a great moment, and we have a lot of them. We had some today as well. But it's brilliant that we have that young talent here, and keep the mentality of it right, keep it growing forward, and show the opportunities that are in front of it. And it has to be better than the ones that are playing as well, because some good players in that front line that we have here. So it's a real healthy environment to be in.
I think the last time that Dundee United found themselves in this position, being on the game before the split took place, with an outside opportunity of being able to get into the top six, was the 6th of April 2013. Ironically, at Tannadice Park, and also against Aberdeen. The outcome of that day, and they were very unfavoured to get there that day, was a Rory Boulding goal that put United into the top six with a headline.
Last minute.
Yeah, Rory Boulding sent United into the top six. I mean,
how good was that here with my history? You guys don't think I do my history, do you? There was the opportunity. Last minute. You wouldn't have thought I'd have known that, would you?
Well, no, I did know, but that's I mean, yeah. These sort of things, you've got to believe that there's an opportunity.
Rory Boulding never got a contract.
What was that? Sorry, Micky?
You never got a contract till left in the summer.
That's right, yeah.
He only
Right after
played
that.
7 games. 7 games.
He scored the goal. They got him into the top 6, never got a deal.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So,
that's just football. So, sorry, go on.
Looking at Saturday here, you've got to believe, I mean, that hot chocolate greatest hits is probably in your record stack at home. Track one, side one. I believe in miracles. Have we got a chance on Saturday against Aberdeen and overturn the 8-goal swing?
Well, like, you always got to get a go, haven't you? You've got to. We obviously will go up there and see what happens. And you know what football's like. Football can be mad at times, especially these days. Many times have you seen? But so we'll go out and listen. It's great that we're involved in a last day get together for the fight for the top 6. Yeah, we're probably third favourite for it. But it's a step forward for us to be there. We know we're not happy, but we would have liked to have done a bit better and got a result against Celtic, a win. We got a result and got the win. But it's a step forward for us. And we all did feel the disappointment because we all did get that wee bit. But we'll just keep going. We'll keep going. Let's see what happens. We're obviously very respectful of Aberdeen. They've got their own battles on. So it should make for a good game.
Kind of looking at things, it's 6 games to go this season, 1 before the break. If you were to reflect upon how the season's gone so far, how would you say it's gone for Mark Renyolds for this particular season?
I think for us, it's probably the biggest one for us is frustration. I think I would use that as how this season's been for us. I think, and I include the football side of that and the non-football side of that in terms of obviously the pandemic and not the fans back. I think the biggest thing for the club was to get back into Premiership and enjoy that with the fans and enjoy the big games and the big occasions. And we've not got to do that. And then those games we've went and we've not gave a good account of ourselves and we've lost points where we feel as though we could have picked up points. And now the frustration of them looking at the points and thinking, that could have been the difference between a top 6 finish and a bottom 6 finish and potentially coming down to goal difference of us not getting into the top 6. So yeah, a frustrating season, but one where I think we've answered a lot of questions. We've kind of hopefully silenced a lot of critics who had as favourites to go down or to be fighting in a relegation dogfight, or we didn't have the squad that was strong enough to stay in the division, or we've got too many guys who didn't have that experience. I think we're now a year down the line with guys who have now played 30, 40 games in the Premiership and young boys who are now used to the demands that are getting asked of us, and we're still going to have the majority of them for next season, and it's something we can build on and kick on again. And I think a lot of the times that there's a kind of fear of that unknown. When you come up into this division, there's boys that don't know just how good teams are going to be, what the level's going to be like, and I think a lot of them have found out that they're actually good enough to compete at this level, and I think we can use all of that next season to go on and kick on again.
And Aberdeen are coming down a little bit, perhaps, of an unknown commodity because it's the first game since Derek McGuinness is gone. So there might be a difference in approach and a play. Is this something that makes it more difficult to prepare for the game, not knowing fully what's going to come at you on Saturday?
But does it? I think it makes it more difficult in the sense that we can't just prepare as thoroughly as we usually do. We've got some great video guys here, and they like to look at the opposition and break down and see where the threats are and kind of patterns of playing stuff. But as I say earlier, for us, it just makes us focus more on what we do and just make sure that we do the things that we've done well and keep getting the kind of basics right and working hard and affecting the game as much as we can. And whatever Aberdeen turns up, however they decide to play, that we need to be ready to answer their questions on the pitch.
And again, there was a previous occasion where United needed a kind of run of results to go their way and to overcome Aberdeen to gain a top 6 place. I don't know if you're playing in the game or not. Rory Bolden scored with about 10 minutes to go or so. Is that the sort of fairy tale you'd like to see happening on Saturday with games running your way and the United goal in the last 10 minutes?
Absolutely. As long as the United goal that gets the 8-goal swing, then absolutely. But if it's a United goal that gets the swing and then we lose out on goal difference, then it'll be hard to take. But I think you're always got, as long as there's a chance there. I think everybody here has been in football long enough to know that there's some incredible things happening in football and some things that if you made them up, you wouldn't believe them. So as long as there's a chance, we'll go and all we can do is hope, and all we can do is try and put a result that at least gives us that chance. So But as I say, for us, it's just to get in these last games and try and win as many as we can and keep progressing, keep working at what we've worked at all season and keep bedding that in and just keep improving as a team and as players.